You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the Kari Feinstein Style Lounge in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Eureka After Show.
Hi, everybody. Bing is for doing, and we are here doing an episode, a very special episode of Eureka, and I am here with guest Neil Grayston.
That's me.
All right, so just so you guys know, hey, you got applause. Not bad. All right, so we are here at the Kari Feinstein Style Lounge at the 2012 MTV Movie Awards. Kind of awesome, right? Oh, and you can follow them at @FM_PR, and we are at the W Hotel in Hollywood. All right, so by the way, guys, just before we start, make sure that you subscribe to us on iTunes. It's awesome. It takes a minute. Tell your friends, and if you do that, then I'll be really happy and answer all your comments. All right. And you'll answer every single comment that anyone ever says about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, cool. So let's start by talking a little bit about romance.
Ah, yes, the romance.
Yes, because after last week, we found out Holly
is still a kind of alive.
Kind of alive in a
Ish,
computer.
sort of.
It's so, oh my God, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, and it's like, where do you go from there? How do you she's all zeros and ones right now. So what's Fargo gonna do? They keep on sort of giving her back, taking her away, and it's just like, yeah.
Poor Fargo, honestly, like that has to be the saddest thing ever, and he keep messing with you this year.
Yeah, this season, there's a lot of the emotional stuff. Fargo keeps on getting kicked in like the stomach, I find.
That makes me very sad.
Yeah. It was good to play though. It's a good thing to like stretch the character out like that, because we never really showed that side of him in the earlier ones. It was more like, oh no, I pushed a button.
Well, actually, I kind of love that, and I was thinking about how the character has evolved over the years, and it is really cool because in the beginning they were dumping a lot of stuff on you, covering you in goo.
Yeah, my goo.
But I know the story you told us last time you were on about the goo that was kind of awesome. Was there one that you really, really loved?
You mean like in terms? Well, I liked being set on fire. That was actually really fun.
Yeah.
It was interesting too because it was just my leg and it wasn't that much. But the first thing when you're on fire, the first thing you want to do is like walk fast and like get it over with real quickly. But then I had to just stroll around all casual like, and then there was one take where it didn't light in time, so it was sort of a little bit late. So I walked out of the hall, and then Colin came running around. But because I wasn't there, he was like, "Okay, we got to do it again," and he ran away. But I had just turned the corner, and then I was like, okay, because he's supposed to like stamp the fire out, but I guess because like he just thought it hadn't lit at all. So by the time he'd turned and gone, that's when I came around, and I was just standing there, and everyone's like, okay, back to ones, people, back to ones, and I was just sort of like trying to lean out and have my leg as far away from me and have the fire going up instead of up my leg, and I was like, guys, I'm still on fire here.
I'm burning.
Yeah, and there was like 5 crew guys around who were like, one of them had like a fire extinguisher.
Oh my God.
And they're all just sort of like sitting on it. And I'm like, no, guys, really, I'm still on fire. Could you just toss me a towel or something? And then finally someone's like, whoa, geez, here's a towel.
Oh my God.
I'm like, yep, being lit on fire.
Well, see, the thing I love about that is that you get to tell the story. The thing you want to do when you're on fire, like that's not a conversation that people usually have.
Well, let me tell you about
when you're on fire.
Yes. Common things the common man would do whilst on fire. Walk fast. Act scared.
I think you should write a book.
Yeah, that'll be my,
Actually, you should write a book. You should write a book about experiences as Fargo. Because
that would be pretty funny.
I mean, the things that have happened to you during this show are pretty intense.
Yeah, there is. I mean, I'm very happy and as far as I know, nobody has actually on our show like broken a bone or anything, which is nice because
that is nice.
There's a lot of stuff that happens to us, and a lot of us actually do it. Like a lot of the stunts are sort of us doing them, other than the really, really dangerous ones.
Yeah.
But like, for example, running away from a plane that was crop dusting me. I was really running away from that plane, and it got close enough to spray me with some sort of liquid. So I don't think I've ever run that fast in my life. I don't know what it is in miles, but the crew guys because they were in a truck filming me, they said that I got to, I think, 27 kilometers an hour or something.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what that is in miles, but all I know is
it's
that,
fast.
yeah, when I was running and when they said, like, okay, you can fall, it was only a half taking direction thing. It was like, I was like just done at that point. So like, I don't want to run through this thing and just trying to hide.
Oh my God, so you've been covered in goo, burned, sprayed with mysterious liquids.
Yeah, from planes that were very close to me.
Oh my God. So you've had some crazy stuff. You really actually should write a Fargo book.
Yeah, you know, just be like, what I did is Fargo.
It's kind of awesome.
That time I was on fire, the Neil Grayston story.
I think that's the best title ever. Yeah, I mean, I love that they're giving Fargo something different to do this season. And,
yeah.
And it's, I mean, okay, I'm still sad about Holly. Like, because when Jamie Pallia was on, not this past Tuesday, but the week before, we were talking about grief and having Fargo go through grief and how to keep it light and still kind of fun.
Yeah, and I mean, that's where all the writers and everyone struck such a good sort of chord. I guess that wasn't the word I was looking for. A balance.
It totally worked.
Balance is what I was looking for. But yeah, because you don't want it to go and just devolve into like a pity show the entire time and just make it all like one note dark and sad, because then it's just sort of depressing.
Yeah.
And that's not what our show is. So like for the example, the episode, the one where I was on fire, it got the little grief patch on.
Yeah.
And then that was such a fun way to do all of that. I was like, oh, good. So like something really sad just happened, but I can at least have fun with it and all the stages and everything. I thought that was a great idea.
I love the grief patch. Also the bunny therapy.
Yes, the bunny.
We talked to Amy Berg about this. I want to go to bunny therapy. There's nothing really particularly wrong with me. I just want to go to bunny therapy.
Yeah. You know what? They're kind of weird.
Are they?
Like originally in the script, it was supposed to be puppies and kittens,
Also
which
lovely.
would have been amazing. But it's really hard to wrangle that many animals, and dogs and cats are really expensive for like to have on screen. Like they get paid like an actor, but some dogs get paid more than like a day player.
Oh my God, really?
Stuff like that, yeah. Or like the cat that they had in the episode where Carter goes to visit Zoe in college.
Yeah.
There was like, you could get sort of two different cats were the options. One was like not as cool looking, but was cheaper. And then the like cool looking one that would let you like get it all wet and everything was something like for 4 hours of work, I think it was $3,000 or $5,000, something ridiculous where you're like, I'm just going to train cats and I'm going to have a bunch of cat actors and that's what I'm going to do for a living. But yeah, anyway, the bunnies, the one that I was holding, that was an adorable one. You know, he had his little floppy ears, but the other ones were like the scary pink-eyed rabbits and they were big and they try to burrow. So that's why it doesn't look, there's actually a lot more in there than you think. Because they all either went to the other side that the camera wasn't on and like burrowed on top of each other, and there's like this creepy bunny hill, and they're all like, like you could see like their veins in their ears, and they were all sort of going like what's the Will Smith movie where he's the only one?
Oh yes, which I can't think of right now.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
Thank you.
When he goes into like that building, and there's all the like creepy zombie things in a corner with their heads down doing that weird like shaky thing. That's what the bunnies were like. And there was one jerk bunny that I kind of liked because he was such a jerk, but he would just like sort of bound on all the other bunnies and then just pee on them and like whack their heads with his paws, and then he's just like, whatever.
Oh my God,
I'm
a
the
bunny
jerk
bully.
bunny. Yeah, like.
That's weird. Also, like, I just love the fact that you compared bunnies to zombies.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. I've always kind of actually been creeped out by, well, not
have
like
to meet
the
my
fluffy.
bunny.
Yeah, I saw the
You've
picture.
seen,
Yeah. Not like those bunnies I like. These ones were like the big sort of long weird ones, and it sort of reminded me of something in Watership Down. Is that the name? You know?
Oh, I still have nightmares about that.
Yeah, but that's like all I was doing sitting in there was going like, you better not like Watership Down me and get like some weird rabbit fight going on where you're all like bloody, and I'm just like, this isn't therapy at all. This is the worst.
Oh my God. No, my bunny's awesome because my bunny will lick your nose.
Yeah, that's really cute.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
And sleeps on the bed with me and curls up in a ball. And
that's awesome. See, that's like that's the type of bunny that I could get, you know, get behind.
The fuzzy, fluffy kind.
Yeah.
That's not jerk bunnies. No, we can't have jerk bunnies. Honestly, I now want someone to draw a picture, and I'm sure someone will, of a zombie bunny.
Yeah, a zombie
send it.
jerk bunny, or
A
maybe like
zombie jerk bunny.
a zombie bunny maybe that bunny wasn't a jerk. Maybe that bunny was the Will Smith of the Bunny I Am Legend, and all the other ones were the zombie ones, and he was just like, you know, kicking them.
I think that's awesome.
There we
Honestly,
go. New theory.
That is a wonderful theory.
Yeah.
Now I want someone, in addition to the picture, to actually do an animated I Am Legend, but with bunnies.
But that would be amazing.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, and like terrifying as well, but amazing.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be great.
I think that's the perfect notes to start talking about our sponsor, Amazon.
Yes.
And what drunk purchases we've made this week. Okay, guys, so just so you know, if you are going to buy something from Amazon, you can help out AfterBuzz TV by going to AfterBuzzTV.com and clicking on the Amazon banner. That was an excellent click, by the way. That was very good.
Or if you have a trackpad and it's just one of those things, you know,
That's
you can do
even
that
easier.
too.
Even easier. So that way you get your purchases, we get helped out, and then we can bring more cool stuff for you. So as you know, we do the weekly segment about what drunk purchases we've made on Amazon. Have you made any drunk Amazon purchases this week?
You know, I said I was going to do that, and I didn't. Why
Oh my
did
God.
I feel like I think we bought shoes. But I think they were actually cool, so
Oh, were you drunk at the time?
I might have been when my girlfriend was doing it. You know,
Okay,
that's
okay.
that's a possibility.
That counts.
And she might have been like, "Oh, hey, what do these shoes look like?" And I might have been, "Yeah, I think they're cool." And I could have been inebriated at the time. I'm not too sure. So it's
That
a possibility.
totally works. That totally works. That counts as a drunk
Yeah.
Amazon purchase.
Yes.
And
Score.
yes, and it was a joint Amazon purchase, so that's
Yeah,
even cooler.
there you go.
My drunk Amazon purchase this week, I started reading all kinds of bizarre books, and I got one on scandalous women in history.
Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but yeah, I'm very excited to read it because I like history scandals.
That sounds pretty cool. I was actually, I went to Palm Springs on the weekend for Memorial Day weekend,
Nice.
and the house that we were staying had one book in it, and the book was tales of Hollywood, like early Hollywood, like
Yeah.
the 20s and
Oh, I
like
love
the
that.
30s and all that, but all the like raunchy stories that you didn't know about and stuff. It was really fascinating stuff.
Exactly. No, I would love to read something like that.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's
I wish I
awesome.
remembered the name of it. I bet you I could Google search it. and
Yeah.
then I could probably look it up on Amazon.
We have these magic little boxes that we can type stuff into to find
Yeah.
information.
The
I
answer
love that.
machines.
Did you ever actually sit around talking about, do you remember that movie that guy was in? I can't remember the name of it. While your iPhone's sitting next to you?
Yeah, well, I'm usually the go-to guy with that, where it's like I have about sort of a like 30 seconds of like, let's all think, who was that? Who was that? Until I'm finally like, okay, time to go to the idea or the answer machine. Haha.
Me too.
What did they do before like that? iPhones have ruined many a drunken argument, I bet,
It's
in a bar.
true, it's
Like,
true.
because you just pull it out, and then it's just sort of like, there's nothing more fun than watching two people argue and have both of them wrong,
Oh, I love that.
you know? And then just be able to be like, I know that's what the answer is, and it's not that, but I'm not getting into this. Also, you know, you can't look it up right now, so.
Oh,
there
and where did you go to look this stuff up? Because like I remember having an argument about what year a song was, and I was wrong, and the person I was arguing with was wrong.
Oh, awesome.
But and this was before iPhones.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where I would have gone to look it up. In fact, we didn't solve that until I got a computer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you could go to the record store and see, like, find the album and see when it was originally released or something, or, like,
Yeah.
in the liner notes, but that's a little bit of, like, that's some footwork. That's
That is.
detectivery. Detectivery?
Detectivery. I like it.
Detectioning? I don't know. Detectiving.
Well, it depends how much you have, like that you've bet on it. Because I think for me it was like $50.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot, but I think the iPhones have totally taken away the betting angle a lot of the time because it's just instantly there. And, you know, you could even be that person who's like, what, I already looked it up before you bet it.
I know.
So,
Oh my
you know.
God. Yeah, and like radio call-in answer things.
Yeah.
Like you just look it up.
Yeah, just doing that thing. I never understood that on like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. If someone was a lifeline, why wouldn't they be right by a computer going like, hold on, let me look that up for you. The answer's this, you know?
I know. Honestly, I've never understood that.
Yeah,
That
it's
used
weird.
to bother me. Well, speaking of bets and things like this, tell me a little bit of Eureka trivia.
Eureka trivia.
Something we don't know.
Oh man, see, I don't know what people know. So,
Fun fact from the set.
trying to think of a fun fact from the set. Come back to me on that one.
Okay.
I'll mull things over, and then Cafe Diem, I believe every single season was modified, although you didn't always see it. And it was always because at the end of a season, the DP and the camera crew were like, okay, can we please have that wall removable so we can get in there? Because we're like, we've got this awesome set, but we can't film most of it because there's giant walls there and stuff. So they did that one season. Another season, they made the roof able to go up or something like that.
Oh my God.
And like, so it became this sort of like hybrid robot cafe by the end where you could like, everything was removable and you could like sort of wheel stuff around and everything. So there's a fun fact.
That's good.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
Whoa,
Wow.
that was important.
Yes, that was extremely important.
Very important.
Okay, so I want you to weigh in on the Joe Carter Allison thing.
Oh, yeah, that's awkward.
A little bit.
There's a lot of awkwardness in that one. That was me and my girlfriend were watching the episode, and like I couldn't remember exactly what happened a lot of the time in them, so I'm sort of watching it fresh. And we were both like, "Oh my God, why don't you tell Carter that when you were in his body, you were like doing that thing, because this is just gonna come back and bite you real bad."
Oh yeah.
You know. But I think as we last left off, I think it's they sort of smoothed all that over, did they not? It's still awkward.
It's still
and
awkward.
it's like kind of creepy.
Yeah,
how it all happened, but it was good that she actually she did fess up in the end, right? Or did she?
I don't think yet. I mean, I would imagine she has to fess up at some point.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly don't remember if she
That's
did or
so
didn't.
funny.
That's why it's like, did she? It's kind of fun watching it, like as a person who's just watching the show now. I just happen to see myself in it and be like, okay, I remember that
Oh my God.
part.
Well, it's funny because I was doing the True Blood red carpet last night, and there were a bunch of people saying they don't want to watch the filming. They just want to read their stuff and not find out what's happening.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool.
That
They're
is
like,
kinda
"No,
cool."
I really want to see this fresh.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of love that. Well, what do you think as far as who he should be with? Are you like a fate person?
For who? For who Jack should be with?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, it does seem like Allison probably is the person for him. I mean, since the beginning they've had the fireworks and everything.
Oh yeah.
But and it's been such a run up. It would be, I mean, that makes the most sense, and that's probably the most like gratifying for the audience. I think.
Yeah.
Would be like, it would just be odd if they're like all of a sudden, it's like, oh wait, I hate you. By the way, the series is ending. By the way,
Sucks
Yeah.
for the audience.
yeah. But you'll have to see what happens with that.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think, and I know I say this all the time because I'm really, really, really proud of myself, but I thought there was something with Joe and Carter for a long time.
Yeah.
And they said they were leaning into it, but I kind of love that they went there.
Yeah, well, they needed to somehow, and it was cool the way that they did it. So
Really
it was like,
cool.
but yeah, because they've been doing that, like, Erica and Colin have been sort of like doing that throughout the entire series, because,
Oh, yeah.
and just sort of putting little things in here and there, and then Jamie and them were like putting little things there too. I know a few times it almost came to it where I think they were actually going to make them have a relationship.
Really?
A bit.
Ooh.
I don't, well, no, quote me on that one in that I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
But I think it might have been a possibility, because there was like the whole who should Lupo be with. For a while they sort of were angling Lupo and Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
But then, where it is too much like brother and sister, that would be like odd. So then I think they thought for a bit about the Carter and that, but that would change the show. Like if they seriously went down that road, that would have changed the show into such a weird one where it's like,
Yeah.
the crime fighting couple is, like, oh.
Yeah, I kind of love that. I wondered, there was one episode where they were in the house together
Yes.
when she was living with him. And they were sitting on the sofa talking, and I was like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen now.
Yeah.
And it was totally, I think Colin said, yeah, that would have been the spot.
Yeah, what episode?
I'm trying to remember. It was last season, and it was at the end of the episode, and they were just sitting on the couch together.
Okay.
And they were having a heart-to-heart, and I was like, yeah, they need to hook up.
Yeah, it's like, it's got to happen somehow.
Yeah, but what a great way to do it. And okay, so here's my question about the Matrix. So if Holly's in the Matrix, and Holly is, I mean, she does exist in some way, and the Matrix was programmed to have your real feelings, and so the whole Carter and Joe thing could have happened, and does have the possibility of happening. How real is it? And what else is it going to affect for the rest of the season?
Well, yeah, you haven't seen the last of like the Matrix and the fallout from that. There's definitely there's definitely like more to be explored, especially with Holly being in it right now. Like, you know, and there's going to be a substantial sort of arc of Fargo trying to figure out how to do that or what to do with her exactly. And then the third to last and second to last episodes have a really big, really awesome, cool thing that involves all of that stuff. That's like, it's actually some of my favorites to film and watch.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it was like, and yeah, I think everyone really does a great job in it too. So, I mean, I can't say anything, but,
No.
but
Well,
it's really cool.
I know Jamie was saying that he was talking about exploring grief and exploring sacrifice and whether Holly would sacrifice herself so you didn't have to live in there. I mentioned Girlbot again. Download into a Girlbot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if there's a Deputy Andy.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Could there not be?
But I mean, is it still like, would it just be like a cool Cylon-y thing, or would it be like the old Cylons? Like,
oh, no.
like the Caprica Cylon
You don't want to hook up with those.
Yeah, because then
Right. That wouldn't.
that would be kind of, that'd be hilarious though if there's like a giant robot, but with Felicia Day's voice with a slight robo filter on it.
Oh my God. That needs to happen.
Yeah.
That needs to happen. There has to be a way to get that into the guild somehow.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It totally does. Yeah, I just, because that was, of course, the first thing I thought. I wondered if he was going to find a way to download her.
Yeah.
I still think there's going to be a wedding. I know that was one of the things I predicted, and you said I got some of them right, but didn't tell me which ones.
Yes, that is correct. I did tell you that you got some of them right
Yes.
and did not tell you which ones.
No, I'm wondering if it would be Sarah and Andy.
That is also a possibility, I think. I wouldn't roll it. What? I just forgot the easiest word. I'm not even drunk. What's happening here?
It's vodka in these glasses.
Oh,
it totally is.
No, that explains it. Okay. No, I mean, like, we kind of went all out this season, so there's a lot of like, I wouldn't write anything off as for possibilities. And the fact that we did get to do a closer episode that we knew was going to be the last episode. So there's a lot of closure in that closer.
That was very good. I like that line.
There we go.
That should be, SyFy should be putting that up for the episode. I'm so sad that it's getting close.
I know. How many episodes are left?
No, not that many, because we've been through, what, 5?
I think,
I think
5
5
sounds
there.
about right.
Yeah.
So 8 more to go.
No.
Boo.
Ooh, no, I'm not okay with
Burns.
that. Thank you. That was awesome. Yeah, it's so, I can't imagine not having Eureka on TV.
Yeah, it's weird as it's like ticking down. Like we haven't filmed since September, so I've had like all that time to be like, okay, well, there's no more. But now that it's ticking down, it's like, wow, I'm not even gonna get to see it, see the new ones anymore. That's kind of annoying.
Yeah, no, that makes me extremely sad.
Well, maybe. Unfortunately, Colin's pilot did not get picked up,
I know.
so maybe we can just go into his backyard and film. We'll just be like, we're keeping Eureka alive on the internet.
I think so.
Yeah.
No, we really could do that.
Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
I'm totally okay. Like, I'll hold the flip cam.
Yeah, sweet. And
I'll
then,
totally hold the flip cam.
and it'll just be like Carter and Fargo's swimming lessons or something. Like,
In his pond.
yeah, in his pond. They're like, oh no, Sheriff, there's a mystery in the tire swing.
There's missing fish. Could it be the crane? Oh.
What's happening?
Right.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite super, super geeky moment? Because you get all like the pop culture lines. You get all
Yeah.
the fracks and...
And all that, yeah. I mean, man, I should go and catalog all of the ones I've done because there's so many. But I think my favorite is when, like, in this upcoming episode, Fargo goes all, like, commando style. Not like commando as in...
I was going to say, wait a second.
Yeah. It's like, no, that already happened. That
Yes,
was
yes,
that
it
was
did.
with the Fargonator scene. That was there. But there's, I think you see it a bit in the previews, but there's a pretty awesome scene where, like, I'm dressed all in black and I'm running through a warehouse, and then we have a stunt double, because it's not me, doing this awesome, like, flip off of these crates and everything. And just stuff like that is kind of my favorite, where it's
Yeah.
just, like, going too far and just going kind of ridiculous, where I've got, like, the, like, headlamp on my thing and I'm all serious about what I'm doing, but it's like, you're Fargo. You're like, come on, man.
Oh,
You know?
wait a second. Now, how is Fargo flipping off of things?
Oh, you'll see.
Oh, there's a reason.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
you can't do, like, double somersaults off crates?
I probably could. I just probably would keep on spinning and then end up hitting my face or something
That's
like
what
that.
I would do.
That seems like more my style.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do, like, if I were doing this sort of thing, I'd like to do stunts that involve, like, swords and guns. But flipping off of really high things,
See,
nah.
that I actually wanted to do that,
Really?
though. Yeah, no, I actually could probably, like, land on my back. I've done a lot of that stuff before, so
Yeah.
it's kind of fine. I actually find, like, sword fighting and that stuff scares me a bit because I always think I'm going to, like, poke someone in the eye or, like, you know, hit myself in the head. Like, actually manipulating them
Yeah.
is strangely very hard. Like, I see why people need training for that.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. I need more training, but I have 2 swords in my house.
Yes, that's
So
awesome.
I really, I actually do want to. And like, it's sad that you can't run anyone through these days.
Yeah, and you can't, like, I think that would be, I'm always a fan of news reports when there's, like, a crazy person with a sword in a standoff where it's like, it's a sword. That's cool. How
Yeah.
gentlemanly of
He
him
wins.
to have a sword, you know? Like,
He totally wins.
he probably had a glove that he took off, you know, finger by finger,
of
and
course.
slapped someone and was like, give me my crack rock. I'm gonna got a sword.
I really, actually, even more than running someone through the sword, I want to pull the glove off like that and slap
And
someone.
slap. Yeah,
I
you
would
know.
really love that.
It's great. I like, the other thing I like about swords is just wearing them and having a little armrest. It just feels
It's
all like
awesome,
fancy.
right?
Yeah, it makes it's like so jaunty. You're like,
Jaunty.
yes. Wait, what type of swords are they? Are they like katanas or?
No, I have 2. I have one that's the replica from the Robin Hood movie.
Okay, cool.
And one, it's Arya's sword needle from
Awesome.
Game of Thrones.
That's wicked.
Of course, I have
Yeah,
that one.
That's wicked.
I want all the Game of Thrones swords, but
Did they have a thing like sort of like Harry Potter and the wands?
Yep.
But they have. Wow, that's cool.
yep, yeah, they're awesome, and they mount it on the wall, and
Wicked.
so yeah, I need all of them. But I'm getting a new roommate right now, and,
okay.
and while looking, it's a little strange when people come into the house and they're like,
Yeah.
"Nice to meet you. Why do you have weaponry on your
Yeah.
wall?"
It's to protect from invaders.
Zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
Duh.
keeping us safe.
I mean, ammunition will eventually go away.
Yeah, you can only make so much. You gotta.
Right. Speaking of which, okay, I just have to say this because we've talked about zombies now twice.
Okay.
Do you know about the zombie person who was eating someone's face while naked?
Yes.
What happened? What?
Bath salts apparently, but then I read another thing where he just like was at a party. He was a totally normal guy, and then he was driving over to go to like the beach or something,
And
and
needed
then
a
he
snack?
just got out of his car, and it was really hot, and then he took off his clothes, and there was a homeless guy sleeping. And then he just went over to the homeless guy and was like trying to take off his clothes and then just was biting his face and eating it. And you're like, oh, Florida.
Oh my God.
That's you. It's like the Germany, Florida thing where it's like
Yeah.
if there's weird things or cannibalism or Satanism, it's either Germany or Florida.
It's kind of true.
Yeah.
It's kind of true. I did a tour through Florida when I was still acting, and I saw some things.
Really.
Yeah.
I've only ever been to Orlando, and that's just kind of like
Yeah,
a
that's not
microcosm
Florida.
of like every touristy American thing that you could
Oh.
possibly put. Although lots of dad shirts. I like dad shirts.
Lots of dad shirts and also Speedos in the water park part of it.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't go to that part. Okay.
No, you don't want to go to that part. I saw a rather large gentleman in a very small green polka dot Speedo. The polka dots were pink.
But
Strangely, he was speaking German, and I'm actually not kidding about that.
there you go. All right.
So
there you go.
because I wanted to know what country allows people to wear these things.
Yeah, and like where it's like, well, maybe they aren't like it isn't a norm in Germany. Maybe he's like, he came to America for that freedom to go
freedom.
to the water park and wear his green and pink polka dotted Speedo in
Thing is,
freedom.
you could almost not see it because the rolls were
Oh,
covering.
no.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
Oh no.
I'm really not over that.
Yeah, that's one of those ones that I would put into like, oh, that's very disturbing, but very hilarious at the same
It
time. Like,
is.
do I look away or take a picture? I would probably try to take a picture.
If I'd had a camera phone back then, I totally would have.
Yeah.
That and in Dollywood, I saw the longest mullet I've ever seen in my life.
Really? Ooh,
It was down to the guy's waist.
that's amazing.
It really was. And I had a camera and I tried so hard, but he moved before I could take a picture. And I mean, it would be all over the internet.
Yeah.
You really
See,
would.
Oh, that's the thing. We were talking, my girl, I'm just pointing at the camera, like, me and the audience were talking.
You guys were hanging out, what?
Yeah. No, but about 10 years ago, my girlfriend and I went to a, like, drag race thing in this place called Mission, British Columbia, which is like an outlying area of Vancouver, but it's a little bit more like farms and, like, rednecky sort of. But
Nice.
that's where we took the picture of the super mullet. and we can't find it anymore. There were 4 copies of it. One made its way out to Toronto, where it is somewhere circling around a Sheridan College or something.
Oh my God.
One of them just like disappeared, and then the other 2, I also don't know where they are. But it's a man standing in the flatbed of a yellow pickup truck, like a very, very nice yellow pickup truck. He's rather obese. He's got the wraparound Oakleys, and he's looking very proud, and his mullet is going down to like, around his butt, but it's the most luxurious blonde flowy bit of hair. Like, it was one of those things where like any woman would be like, I want my hair to be like that. Look, it's so long yet so like thick and striking, and it was just like, and I think he had a mustache as well, just to like,
of course he had a mustache.
you know, just to top it off. But if I find that, I will definitely send you one of those.
I must have
'cause
this.
It's like mind-blowing.
Oh, I must have it. Well, now that we've talked about mullets and zombies and bunnies, I have to talk about our sponsor, Gamefly.
Oh yes, all right.
Because I have had Gamefly and I love Gamefly. So I'm going to read this in my very best voiceover voice. Now I try this every week, and I never make it through it without stumbling. So I'm going to try it this time and see if I can do it. Okay. Gamefly. Do you like video games but hate paying $60 to $70 every time a new game comes out? If you're a parent shelling out lots of dough each time a game comes out and your kid is done playing with it in a week, what do you do? Gamefly.com is the perfect solution. It's a Netflix for video games. No late fees, minimal monthly charges, receive a new game in the mail, play as long as you'd like, and then send it back through the mail whenever you want. Over 8,000 games for PlayStation, Xbox, Wii, and more. New games available. And this is the cool thing. AfterBuzz TV fans get a special 15-day free trial if you go through www.gamefly.com/AfterBuzz. Test it out for free. If you or your kids don't like it, which of course they're going to like it, cancel whenever, but give it a try. And remember, for your free 15-day trial, go to gamefly.com/AfterBuzz. I did it.
Yay! I was looking at your thing though. I have one note.
Yes, yes.
Is it AfterBuzz TV or AfterBuzz?
Oh, it's AfterBuzz TV.
Just in case.
Gamefly.com/AfterBuzz TV.
But that was
Excellent.
that was smooth.
I was just really, really happy that I didn't totally mess it up.
It was it was amazing. I was getting into it over here. Like,
all right.
As a parent who always has to shell out 60 to 70. No.
Right. No, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, cool.
What don't I know? No, and also it's kind of funny because my co-host, who you haven't met yet, Roth.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
She likes to make fun of me when I go through it and mess it up. So, but she's in Scotland right now. So.
Oh yeah. So it's like, take that.
England
well, maybe
and
that's why
Scotland.
you did so well too, because it was like the pressure was off.
It's true. It's true. I didn't think you were going to make fun of me.
Yeah. No.
Right. So.
No.
Right. Well, she's seeing Prometheus and doing the junket for that
lucky.
right now, and Brave, and.
Which one is Brave again?
Oh, that's the new Pixar one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
With a feisty girl, first female they've ever had as a lead.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of awesome.
Very
yeah.
good.
So I'm not feeling bad for her right now.
Yeah.
Not at all. All right. So I want to know like the coolest science thing that you've taken away from this. That was very technical. Science thing.
Yeah, science thing.
That science thing.
Well, my thing was whenever I did the research for the science, I would do the Wikipedia thing.
Yeah.
And that led to the wiki hole of it, where it was like, I don't understand what this is, so I will click this one little bit and see if I can understand. Nope, don't click that. And then I just end up in a random thing where it's all like symbols that I've never really seen before that are math, and like, because that's like a scientific thing or a mathematical thing. For some reason on Wikipedia, they are all filled out very nicely, but they are all done by people who exactly know math. Where you're like, anything in there for me who doesn't have a master's degree in
Wikipedia for dummies?
whatever? Yeah, or something like that. And it's like, nope, if you can't read this indecipherable set of symbols,
I know.
you're not allowed in the club. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God,
oh.
I've looked up stuff like that too. I forget, it was something on Big Bang Theory. It was some nerdy thing, and I was like, oh, I want to know what that is. And so I looked at Wikipedia, and I was like, yeah, I still don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's what?
I don't know. Let's just go back to Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't do this symbology and.
Yeah. Or like, let's just go back to looking at pictures of cats with hats on.
I have a problem with that. I mean, I'm not very girly, but in that way,
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, how can you not? It's just sort of a like.
It's cats and hats. Oh, and I started looking up Zelda stuff, like
Zelda?
cats in Zelda costumes.
Oh, okay.
And Link costumes.
Like the little one on the thing. And yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
pretty cute.
Yeah, them. Anything that has a cat and a video game controller.
Yeah, okay.
I have a problem.
That's good.
I think I have a problem.
No, I think it's a good problem.
And now I'm going to look up crazy zombie bunnies.
Yeah, there we go.
That is my new internet search of the week.
Yeah. Oh, there must be something there.
There has
There
to
must
be.
be.
Zombie bunnies. Honestly, like by the time we're done with this, someone will have made one.
Oh, that'll be wicked.
Oh yeah, no, I mean as long as you tag it zombie bunny, I'm totally fine.
That's awesome. I know someone once drew a zombie Kim Jong-il.
Oh my
Which one is the new
God.
one? But
Kim Jong something else.
the old one, the one
Yeah.
who died, Kim Jong-il, I think. But I did a tweet about, like, you know, that's the new ruler of North Korea is the zombie version or something, because he had just died, and I was very like, wow, that's, you know, ha-ha, screw you, dead person. Like, one of those things. But either way, someone actually went and drew it, and it was really good,
Oh
and
my
they put it
God.
on the internet, and I was like, yeah, all right, my random mutterings on Twitter have made someone do something cool. This is awesome.
That's awesome. I had somebody make me a True Blood fan video once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I review it, and so
Yeah.
and I'll be doing the AFTERBUZZ show for it too. And so they made us last season. You remember all the vampires were trying to get through the force field. Marty's
Oh,
force
yeah,
field?
yeah.
And they did it to Thriller.
Oh,
It was because
would
honestly,
be
it was
awesome.
a Thriller
It
dance.
was,
They were just
yeah.
like, "Ugh." It was so cool. So yeah, those were absolutely amazing. So we put them on the next show because
That's wicked.
They were super, super cool. All right, so I want to know if you've ever stolen anything from the set.
What have I stolen?
It sounds like more than one thing.
Yeah. Well, like, inadvertently, many a time, like, underwear. Because
I can understand that.
yeah, but it's also like they're not gonna go and put that back into the like
Right.
the underwear box. Like it's sort of a like use one time only.
Right.
So I'm just kind of like keeping these. This is
Yeah,
awesome.
It's like you don't borrow Q-tips.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, exactly. What else have I taken? I mean, I'm kind of like I don't like taking stuff because almost in a way either I'm like, oh no, what if they need that for later? But it also just seems like a very final thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like if I take it, that means kind of like the show's really over or something like that. I don't know. It's got like a weird dark thing for me. Then I always regret not taking things. Like when I was on Wonder Falls, I didn't take a wax lion because I was like, I'll get it next season.
Oh, oh no.
And it was like 4 weeks later. It's like, no, I won't. Oh, great.
God. Well, I mean, you do have a bobblehead, like a Fargo bobblehead, don't you?
I do. The one thing that I totally forgot to take was also by the bobblehead, there's a little like glass thing that's etched with Fargo.
yeah.
Yeah, that thing, and it lights up.
Yeah.
Totally forgot to take it. But it's probably somewhere like, because that was kind of the only one of those. It's probably somewhere on like someone's desk or like someone's enjoying it, I'm sure.
Oh, but that's awesome.
I have
Speaking of
Fargo mugs as
products,
well.
And speaking of products, we actually have a vendor coming on.
Ooh.
It is Caribbean Living. So
Hello.
please give them a big, nice, warm welcome. Hello.
Hello.
I want to applaud. There's only
Yay.
2 of us,
Oh,
but
there we go.
there. Now we have
There's the applause.
extra applause. So tell us about Caribbean Living.
Caribbean Living is a luxury travel and lifestyle magazine that features a celebrity in every issue.
Nice.
Yeah, we're quarterly, and you can find us in Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Publix.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
And the iTunes store for...
Oh, see, when you're on iTunes subscribing to AfterBuzz, head over. And honestly, I want to go live in the Caribbean.
You do?
I do.
You do. You should, because
I
it's
should.
you know one of the best places in the world to live. There's so many choices, and today we're actually gifting celebrities a week in the Caribbean. Yeah, at the Hard Rock.
Why am I not?
Wow.
So yeah,
I want to go for a week.
yeah, an all-inclusive week too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're a
Wow.
celebrity.
That's great.
You're so, yeah.
And I don't have the band though.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, that's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And where is that one?
Well, they've just actually launched in the Caribbean, and their first property is in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
And
Cool.
then they're kicking off Cancun, Riviera Maya, and then the other side, Puerto Vallarta.
Oh my God. I've never been there, Puerto Vallarta.
I haven't either.
I wanna
Sexy
go.
destination. Very sexy.
I want to go.
Awesome.
I'm totally taking a trip.
I've only actually ever been to Cabo, and that's, I guess, that's not the Caribbean. That's the
never
other
even
side.
been to
yeah,
Cabo.
you're on the, and I've never been to Cabo.
No.
And we're not going to talk about that because
No,
it's not
'cause
Caribbean.
it's not the Caribbean.
No,
Yeah.
it's totally not. No, that's awesome. No, I would love to do that. And I know, I mean, hey, you've been half naked in the show. You've been completely naked in the show.
Yeah.
You're perfect for the beach.
Yeah, you know, that's my thing.
Certain beaches.
Yeah,
Certain beaches,
Certain
right.
Not
Yeah.
the family-friendly beaches.
Right. Which you can probably find out in the
In
magazine.
Caribbean Living, yeah.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Everything's coming full circle.
It
Right.
is.
Do they have nude beaches down there?
There are. St. Martin actually has Orient Beach, which is infamous for their nudity. If you really want to get out there and,
Ooh,
get
I've
some sand in
never
your
done
toes.
that, but I don't think that's the only place the sand would end up.
Is that a euphemism for something?
Toes meaning.
Toes. I see.
Yeah, honestly, like, I've never done that, but
Yeah, it's. I've done it in Europe. I've
Yeah.
done it in Greece.
Yeah.
I've not done it in the Caribbean.
yeah. Well, there was one where I grew up on Long Island, and they'd wander onto the regular beach sometimes. It was never attractive people.
It never is, and
No.
that's the part. It's never what you really want to look at.
Yeah.
So you just keep your clothes on and you imagine.
Right, right.
I always wonder, like, where do they keep their things?
I know.
I know a lot of people have fanny packs because there was back in Vancouver there was one that was sort of the notorious place, but there would always be like these weird old guys with fanny packs and they would sell cookies and stuff like that. And you're like, I don't want your fanny pack cookie.
No.
And like,
No.
or they pot brownies and things like that.
Yeah.
They had
Oh.
like, but it was just from like this weird naked guy who kind of lives in the woods there or something. You're like,
No, you don't want cookies from
Yeah.
him.
No.
No. You want to go to the nice beaches in the magazine.
In
Yes.
the Caribbean, absolutely. And the great part about featuring a celebrity in every issue is, we're kind of voyeuristic as a society.
I'm totally
I-
voyeuristic. I'm staring at people right now.
Yeah. Hello. So with that in mind, like, you can do the things that the celebrities have done and walk in their footsteps and really, live that lifestyle.
who's this issue's celebrity?
Well, this one we did David James Elliott.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, he is Bahamian. A lot of people didn't
Really?
really know that. Yeah, his family's been in the Bahamas, in the Exumas, specifically for 300 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's really Bahamian.
Yeah.
That's awesome. See what we've learned already?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's really, really cool. So where can we find you?
We are online at CaribbeanLivingMagazine.com or Facebook.com/Caribbean Living, and that's CaribBean, because a lot of people put 2 R's and 1 B.
And 1 B,
It's
yeah.
1 R and 2
I was
I've
doing
done
that
it.
in my head,
Yeah,
and I was
I
like, that
knew.
looks wrong in my
And-
head.
yeah,
And then
and I saw that because
Huh.
I'm psychic.
Yeah, you just
and-
knew.
Yeah, so
just transmitting through these things.
It
That's why
was.
they're so big.
That's awesome. I totally want to check this out now and dream of beaches.
yes. Well, don't dream, come.
Okay. Twist my arm.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm pulling on your mic there. Well, thank you. That's
You're
awesome.
welcome.
You're more than welcome to chat about Eureka.
This momentary look of terror. It's like, don't make me.
Were the applause for me to speak about Eureka, or were the applause for me to leave?
Either, whichever you like.
I'll just leave.
Oh,
No, not that I have anything bad to say about it. I just have nothing to say.
Okay.
Because I am what you would consider a pre-newbie.
No, there we
Meaning I
go.
haven't.
You have never seen it.
Yeah.
you have to
so
watch
that-
it.
I'm going to.
We're gonna link all the sponsors. You go through AfterBuzz TV to Amazon to purchase this,
Nice.
and then and then you
Nice.
get your DVDs of Eureka while you're there.
I love
There you
it.
go.
We have a
there
plan.
you
It's
go.
all tied
Yeah.
together. All right. Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I would like to go to the Caribbean.
Oh God, I want to go so badly. I haven't had a vacation in years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I need to. That would actually require a day off, but
Yeah.
I would do it. I would do it for the
There's
Caribbean.
got to be some sort of thing that's there, like a festival or something.
Shouldn't there be?
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be like a film festival or a TV festival?
Apparently, in Cuba, Eureka is played very often.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Colin went there a couple of years ago, so he can tell you more of the story. But it was like, people were like, and like he was like
Oh my God.
huge. Well, like just even getting off the plane, because I'm sure like, the media is probably state run and state
Oh, yeah.
controlled, so there's only a certain amount of like foreign shows that can probably
Oh
get
my
in.
God.
And for some reason, Eureka got in there as a thing. So
That's
it was like really odd to
awesome.
think of.
That
Yeah.
is awesome.
I always like the like, just when you get, or sometimes I'll get like a tweet from someone from like Azerbaijan, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you guys have the show there too. That's really interesting and weird and neat. And
Oh
like,
my God.
yeah.
Every once in a while, my articles get translated and sent to different countries, and I'll have people contact me from Saudi Arabia,
Oh, really?
and they've read my stuff. I'm like, really?
Yeah. I'm like, huh,
Awesome.
that's
so
cool.
when I travel, I usually just say, hey, any of you guys live here? Where should I go?
Yeah, that's
So-
always an easy one to do.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool. Yeah, you got to get Eureka played in Brazil, because the Brazilian
Yeah.
fans will go crazy.
I do believe I know Warehouse 13 plays there.
Oh, then Eureka
because
probably does.
I
too,
got
yeah.
like But I mean, it might have been a different thing because I remember when whenever the episodes that I'm in air, I always get like 6 or 7 tweets from like, you know, hey, from your fan from Brazil, this is great. I'm like, oh, that's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. International fans of Eureka, we love you.
It's fantastic.
Listen in, subscribe. Just
But
saying.
that would be really handy to go to Brazil because my girlfriend's Portuguese, so she would understand them.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. But wait, does she speak Brazilian Portuguese?
Well, she doesn't
or?
actually speak Portuguese. She just understands it. But,
Okay.
And then it's Azorian Portuguese, which is a very different than both mainland Portugal and Brazil. It's like the Quebecois of Portuguese.
Oh, indeed. No,
Yeah.
I actually learned a little bit when I was in Portugal, and then when I went to Brazil, I didn't understand anything.
Yeah, and it's very like open and wide and like siempre blah blah blah. That's
Yeah. The only thing I knew was obrigada.
okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Which
Yeah.
I tried to tell my dad how to do it, and because he was with us, and he was like, yeah, so obrigada. I'm like, no, Dad, you're obrigado. You have to say it in the boy way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's and
Yeah.
that must be like. I wonder if like in say like Brazilian TV or even like Spanish TV, do they ever have the wacky foreign English person who always mixes up the like masculine and feminine, and that's like the funny part of it?
Oh my God.
I would be that guy on that show.
I would totally be that girl.
I think that would be hilarious to just like all of a sudden just like pop up on weird, different like foreign shows, just as like me as like wacky foreigner, like and be able to speak completely like atrocious version of whatever the language of that particular show
I could probably
is.
do that.
Yeah, it would be great.
I
Like,
totally want to do it. I'll get back into acting just for that.
yeah,
I totally will.
a few friends of mine actually, when they were in Korea teaching English, were like they were hired on to be like the white guys in the Korean shows. It was kind of really funny seeing it.
That's
Like,
really awesome.
yeah, like there you are. And
Oh
just
my
teaching
God.
English. Now you're on TV. Like,
Oh my God. Well, I learned like a little bit when I travel. I learned little bits of I learned a little Romanian when I went to Romania.
Oh, cool.
And but you can't use that anywhere. Like you don't.
yeah, unless you're like gonna go over to like Little Romania.
Right.
Which,
Do we have one of those in LA?
Yeah. In Saskatchewan, it would be handy.
Oh,
There's
yes.
actually the Romanian part of me is from a village in Saskatchewan where everyone is Romanian.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know where because I have some Romanian as well.
Okay.
So we're totally related.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
totally related.
obviously.
Oh,
obviously.
of course. We look so much alike.
Yeah,
We
I
really
mean,
do.
clearly, hair and
Yeah.
everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I learned a little bit, but I can say like bona ziwa, good afternoon,
Good
and
okay.
all of that stuff. So all you really need to know is how to say hello and please and thank you, how to order wine,
Oh yes.
and ask and directions, because when you ask where the bathroom is, you need to know the answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that they can't point, but if it's complicated, you need to
Yeah.
you need to remember
Like go down the hall and go to the left. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
that. Yes, and where Dracula's castle is. That was important in
Oh,
Romania.
yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I always like the fact that no one remembers that Romanian is a Romance language. So
Yeah.
it's closer to like Spanish and French and
Yeah.
Italian than it is to like, Russian or anything like that.
Oh, you want to hear my language nerd thing? Okay,
Yes.
so Romanian is actually the closest to Latin.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
It still retains it, and it's 20%. I think it's 20% Slavic,
Okay.
and the rest is Latin based.
Yeah, it's like, Latin based, and then they've got like Bulgarian loan words and like, just generic Slavic from the area or whatever.
We are nerding out.
I know. I really like. That's something I stole, not from set though. When I was in like grade 11 or 12, I stole a dictionary from school because it had this cool chart in the back that had like a wheel of languages, and it had like the Proto-Indo-European language, and then it fanned out to the other ones.
Oh my God.
And then it further fanned out those ones, so it was like a thing, showing where all the languages came from.
Cool.
And then like all the weird ones with names like Finno-Ugric and stuff like that.
Ooh,
And it was
yes.
just like,
I know
that's
about
cool.
Peelic Gaelic and Q Gaelic because I learned Scottish Gaelic
Ooh.
for fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
nerdy.
That's like those languages. I cannot process them in my head at all, and it's like I just see it, and it's like, or like Welsh.
Yeah. Oh God,
Like-
that's just all the consonants just rearranged for each
Yeah,
word.
I literally thought it was like when I first saw it, I thought someone was like joking and they just sort of
Yeah.
like mashed the keyboard.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, someone can actually pronounce what that thing is. It's like that.
Yeah, like the double D is TH.
Oh, is it? I've
Mhm.
never actually looked it up because I know isn't like Gaelic and all those things. Don't they sort of have very loose forms of spelling?
They do,
Where it's
yeah.
just sort of like,
Mhm.
it might be a T in there, but it might
Sounds
be
like it.
an LD.
Maybe not.
Or I don't know.
I know. Well, Scottish
Doran.
Gaelic sounds like Klingon.
Oh,
a little
really?
bit. Like, how are you is a Kimirahahu. And
Oh,
to
wow.
say, I'm fine, thank you, how are you is Hachkumatapila Kimirahahin.
Oh, that's
like-
very.
It's Klingon, right?
I want to see like a very large, like gruff man speaking that and looking and like saying something angry, but actually translating to like I love bunnies or something like that.
Well, because I know I love you. It's Hagila Kamorsh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's not pretty.
That sort of sounds like, I don't know. It almost sounds like it should be like a Jewish stew or something.
Doesn't it?
You know?
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely something you would eat. It's very,
Yeah.
it's very bizarre. We are so, all right, we're talking about a geek show,
Yeah.
but we are geeking out.
Yeah. That was a
That was our crazy, crazy
Like-
geeky. I know, right?
just languages.
I know. Well, okay, so what's the, I know I asked you about like the coolest geek thing you've done, but what's like the weird, like the most obscure geek thing?
Most
that you've said?
obscure. Oh man, you know what? I bet you I don't even know what it is because it was so obscure that even I didn't get it. Because I know there's been things like I'm prone. What I'm always prone to doing is the accidental Doctor Who reference. And the thing is, like even just in life, like I just saw my first episode of like the new series or whatever, like for the
Oh.
2006. I just saw that for the first time
my
2
God.
days ago. But like for example, I would do things like I once found a fez. So I like tweeted a picture of a fez, and then I got like all these responses
Fezzes
about
are
like
cool.
fezzes are cool. Yeah, and I was like, what's happening? What is this? I don't even get her. Like I had like a bow tie, and they're like, bow ties are
Oh,
awesome now,
yes.
or something like that. I'm like, why is everyone so obsessed with my bow? It's just a bow. And I was like, I've hooed myself.
You have food yourself.
Yes, I have hooed myself.
Oh my God. Well, you have to catch up, and then you can come on the Doctor Who show. 'Cause
Yeah,
Rolf
there
and I
we
are going to
go.
be doing that too.
Ooh, nice.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan.
Yeah.
I'm like
For a while I was resisting it because I found that whenever, there was that thing where I was like, why? So basically I can just say like Doctor Who and a lot of people will yell at me or something. Like, so I just didn't really know what it was, and I was afraid that I would get too into it because it was like this weird massive thing, and I was like, do I have to go back and watch the 60s
No.
and 70s and 80s? Because I remember watching those.
Yeah.
But it was always like they were dubbed into French, and I was out in like my grandma's cabin in Quebec, and I was just sort of like trying to not go outside and get eaten by mosquitoes. So it was like, this is cool, I guess. I don't know what's happening. I have a limited understanding of French right now because I'm so young, and
my God.
there's a robot, I guess, but I can see person's feet in it. And
Yeah.
like that one's like that's a small person in a thing running across a parking lot, and I don't, what? I
a
don't get it.
Dalek and a
Yeah.
Cyberman, and in fact, I just did something for a comic book show for Freshing for G4, and there's actually a Star Trek Doctor Who crossover.
Oh, wow.
The Cybermen and the Cyborgs.
Wow, wait, and that's a comic
The
book?
Borgs.
Yeah. Okay.
The Cybermen and the Borg.
If that happened if that became like a show or a movie, I think the internet would explode maybe.
Oh,
And like there just wouldn't,
yeah.
it wouldn't be anymore. It would collapse
Oh,
on
yeah.
itself, and it
Right.
would just be like the ringing of like the Picard like face palm, and then like Doctor Who stuff. Like the
Oh my
theme
God.
song would just be like playing, and then that would be what the internet was, and that would be it.
I
You'd
think
be
so.
like, oh, no.
But it would make it even better is if you brought a lightsaber into it.
Oh, that would be.
Yeah, then
like
the
at
word would really
At the
explode.
very end,
Yep.
all of a sudden, the lightsaber falls to the ground. And you're like, what? And then fade to black.
Someone
like-
is going to do this. Someone is
Yeah.
going to put it on YouTube, and please send it to us on Twitter because we want to see it.
Yeah, that would be.
That's like
Let's
the-
see if we can break the internet, people.
We can totally break the internet.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that someone sort of broke the internet today because it was super, super slow, and I couldn't
Oh,
look
really?
anything up. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I had a little bit of
You too?
internet slowage at a certain point today.
Ooh.
Huh.
Oh. Someone said Star Trek and Star Wars in the same tweet.
Yeah. And
That's
then
what happened.
Just went.
Yeah, I think that's so disturbing. So disturbing. Well, I love all the Battlestar references in the show.
Yeah, that
I
was
love Battlestar.
me too. I was a big fan of Battlestar as well. I don't know if I told you last time, but like we filmed on the same lot, and I knew quite a few people on Battlestar, but I refused to go and see them.
Yeah.
Because I knew that like a couple sets had been taken down, so I was like, I don't want to know what they are.
Oh.
I will not be spoilered in this show.
Oh, I would not want that either.
Yeah, because
I
it was
do-
like too good.
Oh yeah, no, I do interviews sometimes, and they'd say, well, oh yeah, this thing, it doesn't happen for the next few episodes, and I'd be like, oh god, no,
Like,
don't do it,
yeah,
don't do it. And then I can't tell anyone, which is even worse than knowing it.
Yeah.
Because I saw the Avengers early, and
Okay.
oh my god, so good, and I couldn't talk about it at all.
Oh, no.
Couldn't say anything other than Hulk rules.
Did they have the scene at the very end, at the one that you saw? Okay. Because I know they like filmed that hastily, like just a little bit before they did it.
Oh yeah, that one. And but yeah, I couldn't talk about the Hulk moment, the big Hulk moment with them.
With that. Oh yeah.
I'm not spoiling. I'm just saying there's an awesome Hulk moment, and you'll know it when you see it.
Yeah. There's a lot of awesome Hulk moments in that.
There
though,
really are.
must
He
say.
totally stole the whole thing.
Like, yeah, that was a very good movie. I think it deserves to be like, what is it, the 4th highest grossing movie of all time now, or something like that?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know why I'm worried about spoilers. All of you have seen
Yeah,
it.
like who hasn't?
Who hasn't
There's,
seen the Avengers?
There's that one guy who's like, I'm not gonna see it because it was popular.
No, that's true. That's true. Have you ever seen the Tumblr hipster Game of Thrones?
No, I haven't. That sounds like something that would be really up my alley.
Oh my God! It's like there's a picture of, say, Jon Snow with the glasses on, saying
Okay.
like, "Yeah, I worship the old gods." You probably don't know anything about it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's so fantastic.
Oh,
I
so
love
that's
it so much.
what hipster Game of Thrones.
Yep,
That's
just hipster Game of Thrones.
Boom, easy.
Yeah, no, I have to start a Pinterest page for Eureka. Because I have
Yeah.
one for Doctor Who, and I have just a general geek one.
Yeah.
And I've got Game of Thrones with hipster Game of Thrones on there.
Yeah.
I need to do a Eureka one.
Yeah, you know what would be neat? Just like Eureka memes abounding. I don't think I've ever really seen them.
Ooh, I like this idea.
I don't know what you would put on them, but I think it would be neat if people just started making them.
I love that. Oh, is there
Hint.
Eureka fan fiction?
Oh, there's Eureka fan fiction.
Oh.
Yes, there is.
I have not read this yet. Should I not?
No, I think I actually think it's cool. Like any sort of fan fiction is like awesome because it means someone's making something creative out of, and because they were so inspired by like what we were doing, so it's always cool.
Yeah.
It's just like sometimes you're like, oh, that's an interesting pairing you've just put there.
Oh, yeah. No, well, not all fan fiction is cool because I read a My Little Pony one.
Oh,
Yep.
they're like kids and they're ponies. That's like two things that are like no.
Right.
No.
Well, luckily there were no kids involved in this, but the ponies were doing things that I don't think is possible.
I was searching for bronies.
Oh,
And
why?
like we talked about last time.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right.
But I was gonna show like Jordan was over and some of our friends were over, and I was like, no, you haven't heard of bronies? It's these guys. And I looked up bronies, but I never put my safe search on because I'm just like, I find it annoying. Just like, especially if I'm looking for something
Porn.
that like,
Right.
you know, my detailed pornographic picture Google search. It's like, better make sure the safe search is off because this is very specific. But no, I just looked up bronies, and then there were all these pictures of ponies came up, and it was like, gross. Stop it.
No, it's terrifying. It's honestly terrifying.
I think the weirdest for like, what? This is your thing that I've ever found on the internet was an anthropomorphic angel wolf filleting an anthropomorphic airplane. So someone had like an airplane person, and like they were just mixing. They're like, I like furries, and I like
Oh my God.
airplane people. Like that was the weirdest. And there's a whole series of these like anthropomorphic planes in sexual situations. And you're like,
God.
like part of me wants to like really meet that person and see if
Don't
they're just
you love
like,
it?
if there's like, you know what I did yesterday? I came up with this crazy thing. Imagine somewhere out there, someone's like really likes planes. So I drew a bunch of plane porn, and then I want to see how many times it gets downloaded. I think I might have the picture on my phone.
I think you need to show it to me.
I might have it. It might be on my other one, but as a like, whenever the topic comes up of like weird stuff you saw on the internet, I can be like, this is what is out there in the world.
That's so disturbing.
I'll see if I can.
You know, you need to post. Have you posted it on Twitter?
No, I have children that follow me.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, I mean, people can probably look it up. I'm sure anthropomorphic plane porn or something might be there, like wolf angel plane blowjob.
Well, to save you from showing that on the camera, we actually have to wrap.
Oh.
I'm sad, but I really want to see it. You're going to show it to me after.
All right.
I totally need to see it. Okay, so thank you, Neil, for doing this today.
Thank you for having me on.
This was so cool. So you can follow me on Twitter at Jenna Busch, BUSCH, like the beer, not the president. And you?
And I'm
know,
Neil Grayston, at Neil Grayston. So Neilgrayston.
Excellent. Okay, guys, make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes and tune in next week. Deborah Ferrantino is our guest next
awesome.
week. Yes, I'm very excited.
Fancy, fancy.
And Roth is very obsessed with her character, so I'm just saying, it's kind of cool. All right, guys. Well, we are very thankful that you were here with us again, and make sure you watch Eureka on Monday nights on SyFy.
8 episodes left. I think
episodes.
that's what we did.
I'm gonna cry. All right, guys.
But they're all awesome.
Yes. Oh, I can't.
From
All right.
Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.